Welcome, everyone, to Global Oneness Day, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to people in other time zones. I'm Steve Farrell, the Worldwide Coordinating Director for Humanities team, and I'd like to welcome you to our program this year. Wow, we work on this program year-round, and we're so excited about Global Oneness Day 2015. We've got 14 programs this year, spanning 11 and a half hours. Today, we're also making a very important announcement. We're announcing a conscious business declaration created by Humanities team, the Club of Budapest, Goy Peace Foundation, and the Fowler Center. Be sure to tune in to the New Bottom Line for Business program at 4 p.m. Pacific time today to hear details. Today's program will go from beginning to end without interruption. The speakers are all global and grassroots leaders who are impacting the world in very profound ways. We're very grateful for their participation. We've also created oneness moments between panels when we'll quiet ourselves for about 10 seconds so we may connect with the divine within and all of those on this call. Together we'll enjoy a shared consciousness of oneness. Please do relax and enjoy. There's no need to take notes unless you want to. We're making MP3 links, digital transcripts, printed transcripts, and CDs available on the upgrade page, and courses relating to Global Oneness Day on the specials page on the Global Oneness Day site. Before I share remarks, I'd like to briefly bring in my opening ceremony esteemed partners to say hello real quick. The Reverend Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith, the President of the Association for Global New Thought, and Panache, Desai. Welcome, Michael and Panache.
Good morning.
Hi, Steve. Good morning.
All right, you're going to hear a lot more from them shortly. Let me share, Michael flew through the night from Hawaii last night. He was speaking at the Unity of Honolulu last night, if you can believe that. So, okay, I'd like to thank all of the people participating today by phone, webcast, and replay. We have 60,000 people participating in Global Oneness Day 2015. Also, yesterday, the Oneness Declaration went over 100,000 signatures just about 12 hours before the beginning of this program. Thank you to everybody who signed the Oneness Declaration. We'll be taking that to the United Nations shortly. Great to have all of you with us. Our theme this year is We Are All One. Let's live that way. It's not flashy, but it's true. Cutting-edge science is revealing this. Sacred text is filled with numerous quotes by spiritual leaders. Near-death experiences share similar accounts where we come upon divine light and feel a oneness with all that is. And increasingly, we are feeling into it directly by communing with the divine within. There's a growing consciousness that we are all part of one presence, the divine. Wayne Dyer said, "Give thanks for the gift of love and the oneness that unites all living things. We are a divine creation, a piece of the divine intelligence that supports everything and everyone. It's increasingly clear that the divine is like an ocean, and we're all waves in the divine's vast expanse. The only problem is that we don't always live this way. Often we live as if the divine is up there, and each person is over there. Nature and the earth are often treated worse, as a warehouse supporting our consumer lifestyle. This has created what Neil Donald Walsh calls a separation pathology, and Kim Wilber calls a flatland. Llewellyn Vaughan Lee said, sadly, we remain cut off, isolated from the spiritual dimension of life itself. We all pay the price because when we fail to see the divine in each person and all of life, we look past ultimate reality, and we experience the pain from actions that are contradictory with our true nature. We need look no further than our newspaper and the television news to see descriptions of this. If we see the sacred, the divine in each person and all of life, we must treat each other this way, and we must extend this care, this priority to the earth and all of nature because it is part of the divine body we share. If we are one, we self-identify this way. We decide we are separate from nothing, and we live our lives this way. This is the focus of Global Oneness Day, to invite each person to awaken and to develop the awareness and skills to consciously evolve so we experience our true nature and come into compassionate service together. In embodying this ourselves and inviting our friends, we believe we can create a turning point in this generation, leading to an awakened world and global society that is life-enhancing, life-supporting, and life-sustaining. Let us begin with one day where we live as who we really are, this day, Global Oneness Day. And then let's live as one each day. Let's co-create a whole new social order based on our oneness with the divine and each other. A social order that has no prejudice, that leaves nobody behind, that nurtures humanity and the earth, and reveres life in all of its diversity. Thanks again to all the distinguished speakers, Global Oneness Day co-creators, sponsors, those in Monterrey, Mexico, those participating in the Global Rhythm Circle, celebration events, service projects, my humanities team partners and colleagues, and to all of the people participating today by phone, webcast, and replay. Together we're making a statement. We are all one, and it's time to live that way. Now I'd like to bring back my esteemed partners during this program, Michael Bernard Beckwith and Panache Desai. I'm truly grateful they are part of this opening ceremony. And welcome, Michael and Panache. I think Michael was going to share first, and then Panache.
I was going to share first.
Oh, please, Panache.
Good morning, Stephen, and good morning, Panache. And just so you know, I'm still in Hawaii, and it's 5:20 a.m. here, and I got up to be with you and Panache and all of the beautiful people listening in. And as my joy and your remarks were very telling and very powerful, and carried a powerful overview of one, that we are essentially one, that there's no separation, there's no distance, there's no otherness between each and every one of us. And you also carried the thought that there must be some kind of intentionality in spiritual practice, some kind of willingness to come into this dynamic awakening of our oneness, because so much depends on it. You talked about not just the human species, but all of our fellow species on the planet depend upon us coming into an awareness of our oneness with all of life. The earth being a living entity, Gaia, our dear mother, will probably survive our discord, our inner discord, but the species on top of the earth may not, unless we radically shift our ways. And so these kind of conversations that lead to a higher octave agreement, which then leads to a higher octave perception, which leads to a higher octave experience, are very, very important. So to all of the 60,000 and more who are listening in, I'm grateful that we're listening in, that we can come to an agreement, and then a practice, and then an insight that we are indeed the one. So I'll stop right there and let Panache come in, and then we'll continue, Brother Stephen.
Thank you, Michael. Wow, 5:20 in the morning in Hawaii. So talking about going the distance. Thank you so much, Michael, for just going through this extraordinary lengths to be with us here during the opening ceremony. Panache, over to you.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Steve, and a warm welcome to everyone that's here joining us from around the world. May this day be a moment of conscious recognition that you are at one with all of creation, that there's a sacred spark within you that's just waiting a moment of recognition. It's waiting a moment of remembrance so that it can come into the fullness of its expression. And in all of the voices that you hear today, you are hearing the voices of individuals who have answered a calling. Oneness requires our consistent application, our commitment, and repetition. In a world that's forgotten its essential nature, the more we constantly turn within, and the more we remember who we are at our deepest core essence, the more we end the false sense of separation that perpetuates the news headlines that are playing out right now. So in being here with all of you, it is my honor to extend an invitation to all of you to just not let this be a passive exercise, but to open your palms and to understand that this entire day is a vibrational transmission, that your soul has brought you to this moment for that very anointing and that appointing of your greater destiny, so that you may in turn embody the possibilities that are being shared here and vibrate them out, and through a vibrational entrainment of those around you, allow oneness to begin to permeate into the greater world at large. What we're exploring here is probably one of the most important things that every single human being has to explore at this time. We are now alive at a point where the unconscious is being made conscious in a more powerful way than ever before. And so know that as you move through each call and as every speaker speaks, and as they share their own soul signature, that you may experience emotion, that you may experience revelation, that there may be moments of insight, that you may be brought back to past traumas or hurts that are being brought into the light of your awareness to be embraced so that you may once again be whole and complete. And so know that your commitment here, your willingness to be open, and the receptivity that's being cultivated as a result of that is birthing the greater possibility of oneness inside of you. And I'm deeply honored to be here with you all, and love you all, and can't wait, because there's nothing I love more than being with Michael and Steve and sharing in this way. So big love and a big hug to every single one of you.
Okay, awesome. Wow, thank you so much, Michael and Panache. Just extraordinary, and really taking that in, those remarks that you shared. And you're both saying this is a call to action day. It's not a day like some of the summits where we're sitting back and enjoying the conversation and maybe taking a little in for our personal development. This day is bigger than that. This is our higher self day, the global oneness day, God day, the divine day, the day where we really commit to seeing out that front windshield, where everything is sacred, everything is God, everything is the divine, and we embody that. And I thank you so much for those inspiring remarks. And wow, we're going to just go into this next panel, because Gary Zukav is here, who's going to be joining us in this next panel. Exciting. I invite everybody to go to the Global Oneness Day website. It's globalonenesssummit.org. Go to the site. You can see on the right side the schedule there. So throughout the day, this is an 11.5-hour program. It's going to go live beginning to end. So go to globalonenesssummit.org, check out the site, and make sure that you can tune in to all the programs that you want to participate in today. And then there'll be 48-hour free listening to the entire program if you miss any of the program today. So thanks again to Michael and Panache for being here for the opening ceremony. An amazing panel is up next. It's called Catalyzing an Awakened World. You're going to hear from Michael Bernard Beckwith, Panache Desai, Gary Zukav, and Neil Donald Walsh. We're going to be going inside their work to see how they discuss and embody oneness. I'll be moderating that panel. We've got a great hour in store. You don't want to miss this. Before we begin, we are going to go silent for 10 seconds so we can experience our connection with the divine and each other. Then we'll begin next panel discussion. Let's start our oneness moment now.